Hey there, Clashers. Welcome to another episode of Clash with Quant. This is going to be a Town Hall 9 War Attack episode, and it's going to focus on the Queen Walk, Bowler Walk. Now, this is the attack that I've probably been focusing on the most in the last couple months because A, it is my go-to attack, and B, I feel very comfortable with it. So during the most recent war we had, I was able to attack a Town Hall 9.5. Now, it is a 9.5. They did make the extra walls. They did not upgrade any defenses, and I don't know if they put the extra traps down or not, but they did start in a couple walls. The layout of this base was rather unusual for this attack because the king would have pulled any troops towards the king if I started over here, and then the AirDs would have hit the healers. The backside, I figured my troops would flame out before they got to the queen and fought through these structures because all the walls. So what I ended up doing was starting at the queen, and that's where I'm going to go with the video. But before I get there, I'm going to say that during this attack, I had to adjust the attack multiple times because things were happening that I wasn't expecting, but I was able to keep my eye on multiple groups of troops at one time and clear the board just one piece at a time. So it did take a lot of concentration, and the reason I'm sharing this attack is because I think somebody who's done it many times like myself with my expertise will be able to stop the video and talk through my thought process, share some insights that I have, and certainly hear some input from everybody else on this attack if you're using it. So let's go ahead and start this attack. So the first thing I did is go towards that queen, which is something that I mentioned. When I go to the queen, I spread out my healers. First thing I noticed, when I spread my healers out, is that there's a Troll Tesla in the corner. If I didn't spread my healers out, I wouldn't have found that. But that's not the reason I spread my healers out. The reason I spread my healers out is because air bombs are triggered on the outside, little red bombs. And if you spread your healers out, yet keep them all at that queen or whatever troop you're healing, the air bomb will potentially only hit one or two healers instead of all of them receiving that reduction in health. So the first thing I had to adjust was drop that wizard down. Look how fast I dropped that wizard down. Take care of that Tesla. Boom. That Tesla's off the board. So now I'm thinking, okay, there's only 3 more Teslas, but I have to get into this queen. And I knew I was going to use a rage on the queen. Very important to use a rage on the queen here. Because you don't want to pop her ability. You don't know what's in the CC. I wasn't going to be able to pull it. I didn't want to break in with any wall breakers at this point. And I was just waiting to hear. Listen for the sound. She's been triggered. So I just triggered the queen. The thing that I'm thinking right now is when I drop my rage, please rage, get in the healers and the queen. I wanted the healers rage and the queen rage because it would take care of that queen really good. Sometimes you miss it, and in this case, if I would have missed it, it could have been a disaster, but let's go ahead and see where it goes. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Take care of that enemy queen and a couple structures. Now, I wanted the queen to actually walk down and start my bowler walk over here, but as I always say, you have to let the queen do what the queen wants to do. Wait until she commits. So I'm really patient right here. Where's the queen going to go? She walked up, and I knew she was going to continue walking up. So now I did have a contingent plan. That contingent plan was if the queen walked up and around, I would have to clear these camps and do the bowler walk here to take care of this king because he would mess up the attack somehow because he would aggro different troops at a time. So I had to send all of my troops at that king. But first I had to clear some structures around here so they wouldn't be distracted. So the troops I dropped wouldn't be distracted by this junk and they would all go towards that king. But before I did that, I let my queen walk. And I knew that I had to drop a helper wizard to get this town hall out. So here comes the helper wizard. Maybe a little late on the helper wizard, but that's all right. So I let the helper wizard and the queen take that town hall out. Here come the 2 wizards on the bottom. You see that? Take out that camp. Boom. So now I have my funnel here, 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 going towards that king. My queen is walking up, and all the troops are potentially going to meet. Potentially. So here come the bowlers. What happens when the bowlers pop out? Oh my goodness, another Tesla. So at this point I'm thinking, this guy is a Troll Tesla maker. I drop my wizard down on the Troll Tesla, let's see. Oh, there's a spring trap. So I actually went ahead and did 2 hogs. That's something I've never really done before, but I did not want that Tesla to not be taken care of because my troops would have circled back the bowlers and they might have decided to scatter. I know that might have been unlikely, but you're thinking split seconds here. So I dropped 2 hogs. I couldn't believe 2 hogs. But here's my king. You see the king's been dropped. The queen is now going to focus on this Air D because she burned through that storage collector. And here it goes. Boom. Here come the Velks. Everything's going towards that king. King is off the board. And all of those troops start walking down. And what does the queen do? She pounds this wall. Did not expect that to happen. But here's what I started thinking right away. You see that? I already dropped my wall breakers. Right when I saw her hit that wall, I said, oh goodness, she has to get into this enclosure because she has to be the one to trigger this clan castle. It was very important that she was triggering the clan castle because it's way better to have a queen take out the clan castle troops than it is to have a king, a couple bowlers, and a couple of elks who, if it was an heir, like a dragon or a baby dragon, those troops would have been decimated. So that's why I quickly dropped those wall breakers, and my troops are now fractured. So I have to keep my eye on 2 different things. Here comes the clan castle. Now this was another thing I noticed. When I've said this before in my videos, if it's a baby dragon and it's a Velk combination, you have to use the queen's ability, but get that poison down too. So drop the poison, and here comes the queen ability now. So now the queen has taken care of the clan castle troops. My other troops are walking around the base. Boom. And now I'm keeping my eye on the troops that walked around. Well, here's what happens. The bowlers actually split from the Velks and the king because the bowlers are so slow, but I was very fortunate in that one healer stuck with these troops. And here's that other Tro Tesla that I saw pop up, thinking, how am I going to get that? There's not that much time left. So I have 3 different armies on the board. The queen with her healers, the bowlers getting stuck in a corner, and the Velks who are running around the base. Now, this is something that I've learned from experience. When your Velks break off from the pack, you have to keep an eye on them, and you have to find a place for them to heal and jump into the base. And you'll see that's what I did while I'm keeping my eyes on the bowlers, bowlers and the queen. But with the bowlers, I realized that they have healers on it and there's nothing I can do. So I really wasn't watching those troops as much as I was the queen and this bottom army. So the bottom army's moving around. The queen's taking care of that other Air D. Other Air D's done. Queen is now being targeted by the Expo. My healer on my Velks is now gone. Now I drop the heal. Now I probably dropped it a little bit, I should have dropped it a little bit more to the right and up because the Velks were trending that way, but I got it down because the splash damage. What kills Velks more than anything? Splash damage, because it hits all the Velks at the same time. So that's taken care of. But what also happened is not only is the Expo hitting my queen, but this Archer Tower with her little arrow right there is now hitting the queen. So I have 2 point defenses on that. So here comes the jump spell right now, maybe a little late, but a couple of the Velks jump in. Just a couple. I think only 3 Velks jump in. The bowlers finally broke that wall. They're going to take care of whatever's in this area, so I don't care about that. The queen, though, I used her ability, and I have a couple Velks in the interior of a base. I'm going to ask a rhetorical question, but I'm going to answer it as well. What do you do when Velks are in the interior of a base? You drop a Rage. Let's watch that. Here comes the Rage right now. Boom. So the Velks are under Rage. The queen has taken 2 point defenses, which is never good. She's going to get down. The Velks actually rip through this wall. The Velks in the interior rip through this wall. The Velks on the outside are tanking for the king. The queen is now getting really low in health. The Velks finally, when I'm watching this queen thinking, uh-oh, rip through that wall. Right when the Velks ripped through that wall, look what I did right here. I knew there was another Tesla that popped up. I dropped the skeleton spell while all of this was happening, mind you. And 1 hog. Then I noticed that, gosh, there's a couple things going on here. My Velks killed that Expo right at the nick of time. My queen started healing up a little bit. I popped my king's ability to get into this Archer Tower. And at the same time, these bowlers are walking down to that final Tesla, and I have 2 hogs left. The Skellies are taking care and have taken care of this Tesla with the hog and that builder's hut. Let's go see what I do. I drop 2 hogs on the bottom to take care of that Tesla. King and Velks take care of that air sweeper. Everything converges right to the final enclosure, and that's a 3-star, folks. Diagnosed and dissected. So, I'm going to play it one more time in 4x speed and just keep it zoomed out. I'm probably not going to say anything, just so we can watch it, okay? This video is getting kind of long. So, Queen Walk, or I'll do a little commentary. Queen Walk up top, Tesla pops up, Wizard. Rage the Queen at the right time, right now she's been aggroed. Let the Queen commit to an area, fine. She committed to the up and around. Drop a Helper Wizard, clear out some junk structures, drop the bowlers, drop some hogs, drop the rest of my troops. Here come the wall breakers, boom, into that compartment. Poison and Queen ability, the CC. Make sure that I heal the bottom troops, the Velks. Make a jump spell in the middle, Rage spell. Skelly in the corner, Hog, King's ability, and Hogs on bottom, and we have ourselves another 3-star Queen Walk, Bowler Walk at Clash with Quant. Thanks so much for watching. Click the like button while you're here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I occasionally put up War Attack videos, especially this combo, and we will see you next time.